Building a streaming setup costs thousands of dollars, but what if you could build one for a fraction of the price using Temu? So I set a budget of $600 to build an entire streaming setup. First is the PC, and this is like the most important part because especially since you're streaming, you're gonna be using more of the PC specs. So you need to make sure you get at least a decent one. I'm still gonna be more on the budget side. There are a lot of kind of budget PCs around $600 or even less on Temu. There are super cheap ones you can get like $380. I actually bought in the past, but this one only has 8 gigabytes of RAM. You can upgrade it to 16, which you definitely will need, especially if you're streaming. So I found a PC I never saw or ordered before, and I'm taking a massive gamble on it. It does only have one review, and of course it is 1 star, and they say the shipping was very fast. It does come with a keyboard, mouse, and mouse pad, but these ones are really, really bad, so I'm actually gonna buy my own. Judging on the specs of the PC, we're probably gonna be getting around 150 FPS, so we don't need to waste a bunch of money on like a 240 hertz monitor. There's actually a lot you can get, like this one right here. It's only $60, but it's 75 hertz, so we're gonna want something a little bit better than that. Found one that's 24 inches, 180 hertz, which should be more than enough, and it says it's full HD built-in speakers, which we're obviously not gonna use, but it has 5 stars, and there's been 50 sold, so a lot of people actually like this one. Judging by the pictures, they're also saying like really good picture quality as well, so let's just order this one and see if it is actually that good. Of course, since this is a streaming setup, you need a webcam, whether you want to use face cam or a hand cam or anything like that, and Temu has some extremely cheap ones. Temu actually has a ton of 4K webcams. I don't even know which one I'm gonna order. I'm just gonna choose like a random one like this one right here. It says 4K or 2K, and yeah, pretty decent ratings, 1,000 of them sold, so has to be good, at least I hope. Every day, really make sure we have a good gaming setup though. We of course need an actual microphone because those headset microphones are not gonna cut it. They have a lot of like non-name brands, but I'm gonna see if they have some ones like the Blue Yeti or anything like that. Okay, so they don't have any Blue Yetis at all. They have, oh, they actually have HyperX over here though. So this one is really, really good. I think these are sell for like $100 on Amazon. This is one that I actually have on my second setup. It is pretty pricey though for the average person. Okay, there's actually even a cheaper HyperX microphone. This one's called the Duocast. So I really would recommend getting one of these like name brand ones because you just know they're gonna be better quality than like one of these random Chinese brands. I eventually found this Razer one, but it had no orders, so I literally didn't know if it was legit. I still ordered it and just decided to see what would actually show up. Finish off the actual audio, let's try and just get a HyperX headset. This one, the Cloud 2, is only $30. I'm just gonna get the HyperX one because I'm assuming it's good because it's HyperX. The only thing with this one though is it says it's refurbished, which basically I think means it was fixed, but everything should be fine on it. So $30, pretty cheap. Now for the gaming keyboard, it really doesn't matter which one you choose as long as you actually have mechanical gaming switches. Because without it, you have basically a school keyboard that just has RGB and it feels super, super mushy. This is a brand I like order from pretty often. They're like $18 and they give you a couple of custom keycaps you can choose. It's just like a 60% keyboard and honestly, it works perfectly fine. Now for the gaming mouse, really you just want to make sure at least you're ordering from a name brand because you know that the mouse sensor isn't going to be absolutely horrendous. I don't like the Logitech G502 because it's super, super heavy. Like this one right here, like HyperX, like name brand or actual Logitech, this one's only $23. This one's actually perfect. Since we did get a white keyboard and a white mouse though, I'm gonna look for a white like Topo like mouse pad. Okay, so they have some extremely cheap ones, like this one for $2. And if you put it on the actual like normal size, it's like the actual like kind of medium large size, it's like $11. Pretty budget friendly, but it probably is pretty thin. I'm still gonna order this and test it out because it looks at least semi-decent. After making sure everything fit in my budget, I ordered everything and waited a week for it to arrive. That's what I thought it was gonna be, but it ended up being a month and a half, and after many canceled orders, I did receive almost all the products. Starting off with the PC, surprisingly, this was like the first thing that actually arrived from Temu, even though it's like the biggest package. This brand STG usually includes a membrane gaming keyboard and also an RGB mouse, but of course we ordered our own because these aren't too good. What we're most interested about though is the actual PC. It's honestly been so long, I completely forgot how this PC looked like at all. It actually is a tempered glass side panel. I was fully expecting this to be completely plastic, but actually is pretty good quality for that. They gave us a little RGB controller. I assume that's actually to control the light on the PC, so that's pretty nice. Sometimes you guys wonder what this plastics thing inside is. It's literally just to actually make sure the graphics card isn't like moving around and it's just like perfectly fine in there. First impressions of the PC, I do notice one thing that isn't too good. It did have 16 gigs of RAM, but it's only one stick instead of two 8-gig sticks, so that's not too good. But cable management wise, everything looks pretty good. I like that everything's actually black cables, so it's not like kind of colorful cables. It kind of does look color matched. Let's take a look at the back and make sure everything is also good back there. On the back, you can see actually everything is zip tied. There are only a few. There's one here, one there, and yeah, there's just a few, but it is kind of messy on the back. Power it on and make sure everything is working. I really do like how this PC looks. It has two RGB fans on the top, one on the back here, and then of course the CPU cooler, but I actually really like the way that they're all white. I think it just really matches it. Let's just test out and make sure that this controller actually works. So it actually is synced to everything. Sometimes they only sync it to the CPU cooler, but as soon as you click a button, all the colors actually change, so that's really nice. In the rest of the box, they gave us a mouse pad, but of course we bought a better one, another power cable, and for the included keyboard, this is how it looks. It's kind of just a basic keyboard and quick sound test. It's just a normal keyboard. And the main thing I don't really like about the mouse is it doesn't have any side buttons, so it is a gaming mouse only because it has RGB, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, it just doesn't have side buttons, so it doesn't really count as a gaming mouse, to be honest. And a little sound test on it. It doesn't sound too good. I recently just made a second gaming channel and a reacts channel, so yeah, make sure you guys sub to that if you actually want to win this PC. Everything will be linked in the description below. For the specs of this PC, it actually has an AMD Athlon 3000G, which I've never tested before, and an RX 580 plus, like I mentioned earlier, 16 gigabytes of RAM. As for storage, it does come with 1 terabyte, so overall, I would say this is a very entry-level PC. It's not going to be insanely high at FPS, but it's just like a budget PC, to be honest. The monitor I originally ordered was one of the things that actually got canceled by Temu. So instead, I bought this 27-inch 180 hertz monitor, and it was also pretty cheap on Temu. Packaging of it looks pretty similar to how any budget monitor looks. We got a few cables, the monitor stand, the actual monitor arm, and then of course the 27-inch monitor itself. On the pictures, the monitor actually looked really nice, and all the bezels on it are actually pretty thin. They also advertised it looking pretty nice, so we're gonna see if the quality of it is actually that good or if it's just another cheap Temu monitor that kind of sucks. A lot of the monitors from Temu are really easy to put together. You legit just have to slide this on, and then it should click into place, hopefully. Just like that, so it is now clicked into place. And it looks like there is just one screw that you actually have to attach, and that's it. I don't even think they gave me the one screw. So there is a little tiny hole for where a screw would go, but they didn't even give it to me, so you just click it in place. That definitely is not gonna hold. One second, I need to look for this screw. So I couldn't find any screws, so I'm just gonna put super glue all over it and hope it actually sticks. Oh no, it's already leaking. Okay, let's just put that. And then I'm just gonna dose everything inside of here with super glue all over here, and we're just gonna hold it in and see if it actually sticks. Okay, so let's just stick it on like that. And I think it low-key might already be good. I need to wash my hands. So I just had glue on my hands for no reason, and now I need to really find a screw. For the keyboard and mouse, we did get the correct one shipped, and this keyboard is super basic. As you can see, it's basically like a 60% keyboard, but it does have a few arrow keys here. And the packaging on it is obviously very, very basic, but they do give you some extra keycaps in case you want to actually make it a nice, like, unique color. The keyboard cable, of course, and then if we try and actually pull out one of these switches, each of the switches are actually red. I assume they're like red cherry or something, so quick sound test on that. The only downside to this keyboard is it does have barely any RGB. It's just white, and that's the only color it has. So yeah, if that's something you want, then unfortunately this doesn't have like rainbow color RGB. For our mouse, this thing is so tiny. It's called the Logitech G102, which I actually like never heard of this mouse, but it is actually like decently just medium weight. It does have 2 side mouse buttons, which is like the most important thing, but I'm really curious how this mouse actually feels when I'm gaming. In the picture, it does look like it has a little bit of RGB on it, so when I actually plug it in, we'll be able to see if it's really that bright. However, unfortunately, some products just never shipped, like the microphone I ordered for the streaming setup, so that kind of sucks. For our headset, of course, it is completely unpackaged because I actually ordered the same exact one like a long time ago, and I actually had it laying around, and of course Temu canceled my order, so I have the exact headset I ordered, but it's already opened. It honestly looks pretty normal, but it is from HyperX, which is nice because it at least isn't gonna have a terrible sound quality. It's just gonna sound like okay. For the mouse pad, I knew that it was actually gonna be pretty thin, but it isn't that bad at all. The print quality, of course, is just kind of like, but we spent like $11 on this, so it's actually a pretty good price. It is probably only 3 millimeters thickness, so it is not that like good of a mouse pad, but it does have the grip on the bottom, so of course when you actually have it, it doesn't really move around that much, which is pretty nice. It does feel pretty cheap, but at the same time, we did only spend $11 on this, so coming from Temu especially, it's actually really good. Of course, every streamer needs a webcam, so here we have our budget webcam. It is actually up to 1080p, so this one is really budget, but it does just have a little clamp for the monitor, and it actually does have a little bit of tilt and adjustment on it, which is pretty nice. So let's just test out this webcam when we actually have the whole setup like complete. It does say it has a built-in noise canceling microphone, so I might have to test that out and see how bad it really is, because the microphones on these webcams are just not really that good at all. Now it's finally time to test our Temu streaming setup and see how good the products really are. And most importantly, is it good enough for gaming? As you guys can see, we have the webcam like up and running. The quality of it is not as bad as I thought, but you can see like there's a little bit of like frame rate lag on there. And if you actually compare this little webcam to my main camera, you can definitely tell a pretty big difference. For how cheap it was, it's not that bad, honestly. If you're just starting off for content though, this webcam will do the job. However, what might not do the job is this PC. I'm literally just moving around. I'm not even doing anything, and the FPS is really lagging. We're on performance mode, and it is still frame dropping a lot. We're in full screen 1080p, low performance mode settings. I'll just close out whatever else is on this PC. So we're getting about 120 FPS, which isn't bad, but as soon as I actually start trying to build, it's just not that good. Like, it feels pretty choppy. It's not super consistent. And the best way I can actually try and fix that is by moving it down to 720p. So right now on 1080p, we're getting right under 100 FPS. And if I lower it, so basically half the pixels, and I put 720p, you can see we're already averaging a lot more FPS. It's still not great, but it just feels very choppy. Even going on 720p did improve it a little bit, but it was still getting bottlenecked. And if I had to guess, it probably has to do a little bit with the 1 stick of RAM and the CPU, because I've actually never used that CPU, and they should have just included like a Ryzen CPU instead. There is a little bit of screen tearing going on because I have the monitor at 120 hertz and we're getting like 90 FPS. Thing is, if I stand still and I'm not doing anything, we're getting over 150, 160 FPS, which is really good. And it even says 170 in the top right. It's definitely getting capped because look, it just has a huge frame drop there. To be honest, I expected the PC's performance to be a little bit better, but what I actually do like a lot is the keyboard. It's just like a mechanical gaming keyboard, and there's honestly nothing wrong with it at all, and it was super budget friendly. The mouse is also pretty good. I just wish the side mouse buttons were a little bit bigger, but the mouse I also don't really have problems with. And surprisingly, although the mouse pad was around 10 and actually, what just happened? Okay, the PC like genuinely just completely froze up. I'm just gonna force turn this PC off. Already not a good look at all for this PC. I still decided to put myself through the actual struggle of going in an actual game and seeing just how bad the PC really was. I'm not gonna lie, I've played on so many PCs, and usually I have an idea of how they're gonna perform. I thought this one was gonna perform like way better. Like, what slideshow am I playing? I did everything I can do to get better performance. Of course, other than like optimizing it, but like all the basic stuff. Dude, this PC being bad completely overshadowed like the rest of this setup. Like everything else in this setup, like even the webcam wasn't too bad. This kid right here, 15. Come on, give me this easy kill. Dead? I don't know what this guy was doing. I think he just loaded in. That might be the only kill we're ever getting in this lobby, bro. Yo, this guy's just spamming every single build known to man, dude. Okay, it is so laggy, I can't. It's so laggy. GG. I can't do anything. I legit can't do anything. I'm playing a slideshow. This is literally worse than playing on an old gen console. Like, it would be legit way better if you just bought a PS4 or a super old Xbox One for like $100. You can find them on like eBay and Facebook. There's literally no point in having this like PC at all though. Like, I was gonna give it away, but I low-key kind of feel bad giving this away. I think I'm just gonna try and give away a better PC because this PC is just not that good. I might just give this away as a little bonus. Is this guy really trying to fight me right now? Yeah, he knows I'm a bot, bro. What is this guy's plan here, dude? And then I'm getting pushed. He's pushing me. I can't put... So we can't put a launch pad down. Okay, no, it's fine. We're just lagging. I'm getting pushed by tryhards. I can't even put a launch pad down. It's fine, it's fine. This is just the worst PC I think I've ever used, man. This is the most laggy PC I've used in a very long time. Like, I feel like there's almost something wrong with it because it can't be this laggy. This is like a school PC. 30, 60. Oh, we're pushing this kid. Oh, he's right there. Come here, bro. Easy kill. 30. One more shot, one more shot, one more shot, one more shot, one more shot. What the? Oh my gosh. I was just like lagging all over the place when there's like a lot of builds that are breaking and stuff. When stuff has to render, the GPU has to put in some work, or like everything crashes. We're not even getting like 60 FPS. Like, it's just so inconsistent. It's like, bro, what's even going on here? And the worst part is this is pubs, bro. I'm not even ranked or anything. 30. Oh, he's 1 HP. This kid's so low. I did not know he was white. Oh, let's go. Give me this. Heal up real quick. Honestly, worth it to take the band-aids. Oh my gosh, look how laggy it is. What is going on? We just fully froze. Yeah. No. This PC sucks, bro. How is it getting 30 FPS and we're like mid-game and there's less people? It should theoretically be easier for this PC to run, but I guess something's just wrong with this PC, bro. As the game went on, I expected the PC to get a little bit better FPS, but it was still not improving, and even later in the game, it was still super laggy. Eventually, after almost dying multiple times, I actually made it to the top 5. This guy's gonna probably try and snipe me. I'm just gonna try and light him up a bit. Oh yeah, the whole lobby's gonna focus him. This kid's cooked. Come on, someone else laser with me. 1 HP, dead. All right, I think we're like right in zone. We have 3 shockwaves, so I have to remember that. Let's take the medkit, honestly. It might go into heal off, so that might be a kind of risky play, but I'll just take it for the extra HP. I honestly might go. No way. What? No way. What are the chances of that? Literally, what are the chances of that, dude? Wait, it is going to a heal off. I could have, dang it, I could have low-key won this game. I need to make a play. What? 1 HP. Oh wait, what am I? What? Okay, bro, that's so unlucky. That's so unlucky. Whoa. Oh my gosh, I got 2nd place. I thought I could low-key win that. No, bro. Overall, I think our Temu streaming setup is pretty good. It's just the PC could definitely use a huge upgrade, and completely forget about streaming on that PC because it doesn't even have enough performance just to game on it alone. If you want to get cracked at Fortnite, make sure you check out Vermax, and I have 2 maps. This one's more for practicing building, and this one's more for like less input delay, so make sure you check those out. I also will have 2 YouTube channels linked down below. I have a Vermax Reacts and a more Vermax channel with basically just Fortnite content, so make sure you guys check those out below. More importantly though, remember Jesus loves you, and that's about it. God bless.